Welcome back to the Hogs of War Let's Play. In this part we are doing two missions because both of them are pretty short and pretty easy. This first one that we're doing in this part is battle stations, that's it. This mission is pretty easy once you know that you don't actually have to do anything too complex. All you have to do is take one of your commandos. Oh, well, at this point we only have the one commando. Just fire him off to the other side and let him wreak havoc over there, while the rest of your team just stay in their little shelters and fire from afar. We're against 4 pyrotechnics in this level, but and they're in these little the little zones that they can't actually get out of. And to help Hagrid here, he's got an extra 100 health, but they're really not that much of a threat. They do miss a lot, especially if you stay inside your stations. Not always, but quite often they end up hitting the metal walls. In the back, every turn, some airbursts get dropped down for us to use, because obviously there's not really much we can do on this side, considering the size of the minefield and how it's just split the map in half. The minefield is a bit of a trap, even though there's a path. There's actually a couple of squares where there's still mines, so there's no fully cleared out path to get across, and you'd have to either do a jump or waste a turn, and well, you're left in the middle of a minefield. Isn't really a good place to be. This mission is actually might be considered easier on the hard mode, because all these pyrotechnics become commandos, and commandos don't have mortars, so they'll be using their airburst and then bazookas, but overall it's less damage output than a mortar. But I find firing the airburst slightly easier if I do come out of my my little shelter. It's a more risky strategy, but you can use this windmill as a bit of cover. But I'm just trying to chip in some extra damage, hoping that this this commando of mine will deal most of the damage. It's just a bit of a shame that that pyrotech isn't dead, and this is unusual behaviour. Normally they don't aim for the commando, they tend to ignore him and go for the large group of other pigs. But maybe we're not grouped up enough, so they've just gone for the one who's close by. But first we're going to give Wallace a tiny bit of healing. Just bring him back to his senses a little bit with a slice of cheese. That's in the shape of pink healing aura. Now, the enemy can actually, and you for that matter, can destroy those metal walls. It does take quite a bit of damage first before they do blow up, and it does make things a bit easier though if you do. But this mission's already easy enough. We don't really need to worry too much about that. Just if I had a better aim with the airbursts, this mission could well be already over. But seeing as I've made all my pigs come down here, I guess we'll take some extra air bursts, not that we really need them. Try and fire at these two over here. Probably should have fired at the other two, might have been a better idea, but yeah, I didn't do any damage there. If you're lucky and you knock a pig right next to the metal barrier, they can get a little confused and they'll stay stood next to it and try and fire at you, and they end up just blowing themselves up. Yeah, it's time for Hagrid to take a more commanding role at this point and try and take out some more of these pigs. I feel like this map would actually make a really good multiplayer map. It feels I don't know if it would be unbalanced because one team has like an obvious high ground, but maybe with a bit of tweaking to how the like defenses and barriers work. Look straight out of like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon there. Just need the little Scooby-Doo running sound effect for when he's trying to go up the hill.
Hello, how's it doing?
Yeah, this mission's nearly over already. We've if this doesn't miss, which I'm hoping it won't, it missed, but if I'm lucky, only just enough damage there. And then that's done a bit more to him, but not enough to kill him. But he is in that position I was talking about before, so he might blow himself up. Fortunately, it's not his turn yet, so we won't find out. But Mr. Gel over here will thankfully not do full damage to us. I don't really know if that windmill is like a remnant of an earlier concept they had for the game, where you would be able to build like structures and buildings, or just the fact that originally, like, I think there were going to be like more houses and stuff. I think the idea was the world was... Oh, okay, that didn't work as planned. He still managed to fire it just fine. Now we're in a fairly dangerous spot. But I'm not sure if that before they were trying to give the idea, like, you know, this war isn't exactly like World War I, where it was in a mostly isolated area in a sense, and if it was going to have a little bit of like some World War II elements where there would be civilian areas involved. Goodbye. Now, can Qui-Gon use his trusty airburst to take out the Germans, as he did in Episode 1, of course? That's only in the extended edition, though. Unfortunately not. But he's even closer to the thing, so he might actually blow himself up now. He's run out of mortars too.
I have some in my sights.
I don't think you do, mate, but
Fair and square. Sir?
I mean, he's not wrong. He was hit, and it was pretty fair to hit yourself. Okay, I know Hagrid's track record hasn't been too good with bazookas, but oh, he's made up for it there. And a nice little happy little mine explosion. Yeah, very very easy mission. A lot faster than some of the other ones we've done. And the next mission after this is not that much slower either, but there's quite a bit that's pretty interesting with it to talk about, because it's a mission that has some assets in it that are kind of not just overlooked, but also seem to be there because they forgot to take it out, but just like, well, we might as well just throw it in somewhere. Now the interesting thing, there's a couple of other interesting things with this level too. Is this is the only level to be set like properly at night, like at dusk. It's there are other levels that seem dark because the weather's just and the skybox is really gloomy, but this is actually meant to be nighttime. This is in darkness, enough darkness to make Organization 13 happy. So yeah, well, welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Let's Play. Another thing that this level introduces to those who have never played multiplayer is the orange barrels. Now the deal with the orange barrels is they go boom, and they do a lot when they boom. And they're pretty volatile too, so you have to be careful about being stood near them, about blowing them up safely. Like, I mean, just look at that. And they do have a fairly large, like a deceptively large explosion radius. Now, in this level there is a wine cellar that you can't blow up, and in order to make sure you don't blow it up, you obviously don't hit it with any of your weapons, but there are 3 barrels near it, and if any of those barrels go off, that causes the wine cellar to blow up and it's mission over. But apparently, I'm not sure if this is completely true, but if you blow up the wine cellar somehow without blowing up the barrels, the game doesn't register you as failing, because it kind of assumes that if you were to blow up this wine cellar, you would have had to have blown up one of the barrels, so it only checks for the barrels blowing up. There was another kind of barrel in the game that was removed for either unknown reasons or just for the fact that it's not a very useful barrel. But there was this green barrel, and it was a poison barrel, and the idea was if you were stood near it, it would poison you when it blew up. It wouldn't like explode or anything. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm looking for that pig that stood near the barrel from far away, but I couldn't find him. So I just tried taking it out on Muskie here. I only just got that shot, like pretty much 0 seconds, like pretty much like no time at all left. But yeah, these green barrels, I don't think they were really useful too much, so they didn't include them. However, that YouTuber who is very prominent in the Hogs of War scene, Pinstriped. Thanks to him, we now know that the Poison Barrel is still in the game. There's this mission, well, multiplayer map called Ridgeback, and that's got a load of fun things in there. That's the only map where you can legitimately get a shockwave, but it's completely random. I got it once before I knew what it did, and I didn't use it properly, so I never got to see its effects. It's got a set of stairs in it where you can stand inside the stairs and you're completely shielded and you can never get hurt. But also, I think it's if you do, is it 256 turns, poison barrels will drop down on the map, which is indeed very strange. Now the big thing that's in this mission that is overlooked is in the corner of the map on that tiny island in the water is a vehicle called the Duck. The Duck! And she was wide open. Sorry, I have a thing where I have to do Space Jam quotes. Before anyone, like, you know, wonders if something is wrong with me, because I'm just letting you know that there is. But the Duck is actually a transportation vehicle, as in there's no weapons inside or anything like that. What you can do with it is you can drive up to your fellow teammates and they will climb in, and then you can throw them out and drop them off at other places. The Duck is also able to drive over water, hence why it's called the Duck. Now I was lucky this pig didn't move, because when you blow up this barrel next to this pig, it guarantees a kill, because it does that much. It does a lot of damage to him, and it makes him slide straight into the minefield. So yeah, we've only got this one pig left. Definitely made this mission very easy. Unfortunately, we can't use really any explosives, because that'll blow up the barrel next to us and destroy the wine cellar. So safest thing is to try and get him into the minefield. Unfortunately, I think I got him just on the path where you can cross the bridge at. But hopefully the next turn will get him. And regardless, we've knocked him far enough away from the barrel so we could use explosives if we wanted to. Which is what we're going to do right now. Just fire it over him. I was hoping that would knock him a bit more. I just really don't want to hit that barrel. But we will have to wrap this up quickly, because Wallace is in danger of dying. I guess it's up to Shrek to save the day, question mark. I mean, it's not like he hasn't done it before. He's saved the day at least 4 times. And maybe a 5th if that Shrek 5 thing is actually, like, real. Nope, Shrek's still not... He's not our saviour yet. But he is body blocking. So Wallace survives. And luckily they're not positioned in such a way that that it would hit both of them, because that is a thing that can happen, which I will. I think I'll explain about that later, but but yeah, now's a good time to heal everyone, because yeah, because Shrek's hurt, Shrek's gonna die. Stay away from the light. And now Mr. Bean's gonna body block. We're starting a conga line here. We're starting the love train. Or at least we actually got the kill this time. So yeah, very easy missions. I did almost mess it up maybe, but that was, I guess that was just me messing around a little bit. Now, a strange thing is because it was a nighttime level, the medals have a nighttime lighting effect on them for some reason. But with that, we took over Trotsville. And we get another little film for us.
Soldier marches on his feet. Unassuming enough, aren't they? Just another pair of army-issue boots. Mine 5 sizes too big, did I hear you say?
Well, that's what I say sometimes when I'm at the bowling alley.
Your best interest at heart. You there, sit down.
I wonder if that's still a thing people do with their uniforms at school, like buying jumpers too big for them so they don't have to buy one every year or anything like that.
Just place these stinkers outside an enemy bunker. Talk about clearing an enemy position. The owner of these could win the war single.
Is that meant to be mud on those boots, or is it like, it looks like kind of acid or something? But regardless, we're going to get some extra promotion points. Only enough though for another commando. We could get a hero, but it's better to, for easy mode, it's better to just have a commando. So that's what we're going to do, I think. But until then, see you later.